Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in one more time. We are just getting ready to sit down and recap week number 3, look ahead to week number 4. This is a CFFL show. We're just really excited to be here. I know I am. We had a special guest lined up for today, had to back out last minute. Word on the street is he's in charge of distribution for the entire Toys R Us industry worldwide, and he just had some stuff that came up that needed to pull him to his secondary profession, primary profession being, obviously podcasting with us. But of course, I got my trusty co-host here. Drew, how you feeling today?
Well, coming off what looks to be a win, you always feel better. You always feel better there. So I'm doing great. I know you're doing pretty darn well yourself.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good because, I've done something that last week the 69ers couldn't do. And as we start recording, currently sitting at 69 points. I'm stepping on you, though. Continue, please. I'm sorry.
That great score. I'll take 69 points every week. I'm okay with that. Throwing a 77 there. I know you're trying to chase that. Worst of luck to you on that.
Understood. I respect.
But I mean, every week we come in. How you doing? Well, I'm doing good this week, obviously. But there's six coaches out there that not doing good. They don't have their drink. They're not excited, or maybe they do. Maybe their glass is a little fuller than mine right now because they just got spanked.
Which is saying something because you got a healthy pour over there. I mean,
I did.
You did.
I'll refill in a minute. We'll get as we get going here. We'll get in depth and we'll booze it up. I like it.
All right, good deal. Why don't you start us off with a little update about the NFL picks and the eliminator, and just give us a heads up where we're at.
Yeah. Well, not only are you putting down tons of points this week, but you got the 10-4 here, which is in the lead right now. We do have 2 games going. We do have the Philly Tampa Bay game, which I think we can just call that 25-3 Philly up here in the third, going into fourth quarter. That's over.
Yeah.
And a little tighter game. I hope you took the under on that. I don't care what the number was. Los Angeles Rams 6, Cincinnati 3 as we speak, going into, I think they're about halftime now. That's gross.
We're used to seeing this kind of a score on a Thursday night. I was listening to the radio as I was going to pick up Clara from dance tonight. I'm listening to both of these games going back and forth. And early for Philly and Tampa, and now where are we with LA and Cincy? Are we at halftime or we're just past it? No, it's just halftime.
Yeah.
Then it's a 6-3 score line. It's like a Thursday night score. I mean, this is gross. That's a good way to describe it.
It is. It really is. I mean, which, I don't mind defensive games, but most of these games, minus the Dolphins, it doesn't feel like the defense is playing that well. It feels like the offenses are just they're not producing. So I don't know what that means. It feels weird because some of the defense, obviously, you watch the Niners, the Cowboys 2 out of 3 weeks so far. There are some defenses out there that are even Cleveland's defense getting after it. But
especially most defense.
Yeah. Cleveland's defense has been very good so far. But it really feels more just like these teams are not their offenses are not in sync. Is that the 3-game preseason? None of the starters playing. I don't know.
That's what I keep hearing. But like at the end of the day, that's 1 game less than they used to play. This is week 3.
You look at over the last 10 years. I mean, now you don't have Peyton Manning, you don't have the Bradys, Aaron Rodgers. He might be close to hanging it up. All these guys with all this experience aren't playing anymore. So does that have something to do with it? Because you have a lot of young guys that now, when you go back into the early 2000s, Brady played half preseason game, every game. He'd be in there for over a quarter, maybe a half a game. And now you only let him play, 2 drives in the preseason. So I don't know if that and the NFLPA keeps shortening training camp because we wouldn't want these overpaid babies to, have to do any work. Well, they got to practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's pretty bad when high school football practices now are more intense than some of these NFL training camps.
Man, I hated high school football practice.
You know what I mean?
Why would you bring that up on a night like tonight?
All summer long, right? all summer long, 3
Oh my
days a week. You're doing those conditionings. Somebody's puking at some point. It's like,
Everybody.
yeah, you go to NFL training camps now, and it's like they have water boys and girls out there at all times, and I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, they barely practice, so I think that has something to do with it.
So I
But
think what you're saying is get off my lawn, and Gen Z is ruining the world. Is that what you're saying? So like basically we're entering middle age, I think. Is that translation?
yeah,
Okay. All right,
yeah,
cool.
that's
I want to
where
make
we're
sure
at.
I want to make sure the listeners and us are on the same page.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right, cool. Good deal. What is that looking like picks wise for overall season so far?
Yeah, well, I mean, Bushwhacker's getting bushwhacked on these picks. I don't know. Maybe he put a blindfold on this week when he picked at 5-9.
Maybe he left the blindfold on after his other activities.
Probably after last week, because I'm pretty sure he got bushwhacked last week, 79-0 or something like that. And so he probably put the blindfold on because he didn't want to see it. And then he goes, oh, crap, I got to make my picks. And he did. And that's the result. I mean, kind of ugly. And then everybody else, doing pretty good there. But yeah, for the season, we are looking at Big Daddy Bandits and Players Club now with 30. That's not taking into account both Monday night games. Kirby Kings 29. You and I are tied 27.
Mm-hmm.
Coyotes 26. Empire 25. Replacements Tsunami all 25. 69ers 24. Bushwhackers 22. And the Taints at 21.
Still a pretty tight group here.
Yeah, the Taints, you're not out of it yet. You're 9 games back. Even the Bushwhackers, after this ugly performance, I know his Dolphins put on a show, and he's probably real excited either way, but he's only 8 picks back. So it's a bad week, but you're down but not out.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I think, at this point last year, I think we had 1 or 2 coaches that just forgot to make a couple of Thursday picks and then just quit altogether. So I'm just happy that we've got full participation. Everybody's within a little bit of a grouping there. So let's keep that rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a few Thursday picks missed, but nobody's quitting at week 3. We haven't hit that point yet. I think about week 6 or 7 is where some people start to hang it up. But
yeah,
hopefully you can stay in it because it takes like 1 or 2 weeks of just 12 wins, 10 wins, 11, 12 wins, and you're right back in the mix, and then you have a shot. So.
Yeah, as we get into the heart of apple picking season and holidays coming up and Christmas shopping, that's when people start to fall off. As I watch Mike Evans just completely go up, levitate, and moss over the defense, can you give us an update about the eliminator pool?
Yeah, eliminator. Let's see here, survivors. So we had 3 off the board as of last week. Bandits, Taints, Coyotes all went down last week. Empire.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off again. I mean, 2 things here. One, I'm really excited that you've already completed a pour before we started recording. I just can't wait to see how that's going to work out in a positive way. And then 2, I got to respect the Coyotes here. They, what they did? They got the L after week 1 with their Giants, and respect to the guy. Giants, I think they're going to be a decent team, win some games, but they were so hurt over it. They just took week 2 off, and they said, you know what? We're just not counting it. Give us a pass. I'm going to come back in week 3. And he made a pick. And
he did.
Yeah.
And he failed again.
Yes, he did.
And I think kind of like week 1, when your team gets beat that bad, you had to take a week off. I get it. Well, when you pick a team and they get beat by the Cardinals, I think that rule applies again, where you got to take another week off, which I'm interested to see how, if he can go 0-17 or 0-18, I mean, he's still making picks and he's still rolling.
Yeah. I think
so far he's living in the NFC. What's that? The East, right? Dallas and the Giants. Or is that that's the
you got it.
East, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's, So, I mean, he'll take a week off and then what? Redskins in week 5, maybe? Or sorry, Commanders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Careful there.
Gen Z hater. I mean, what do you want from me?
That's right.
But yeah. And then, we'll see how that goes. It's interesting. Okay. But everybody else, the Empire, dropped Green Bay last week, came back with Kansas City. That's a good follow-up to a loss. You just take Kansas City regardless of who they're playing and where they're playing, and you get the win. And Mr. Monfredi, unfortunately, the tsunami. Ugh. Jacksonville this week. That's rough. That's rough. There was Detroit playing Atlanta. That's kind of the ballsy pick of the week, I guess, because Buffalo is pretty solid. KC, San Fran. Those are the only other teams picked. None of those were real adventurous. So I'd say Detroit, the 69ers picked Detroit. He picked Seattle last week. This dude's just dodging bullets. He's like Nemo in the Matrix here. He's just dodging bullets.
Nemo in the Matrix.
He is. He picked Seattle last week. He got the ballsy pick last week because he picked with a blindfold on and took Seattle in a game they weren't even favored, I don't think. And then he comes back with Detroit coming off the loss against the 2-0 Atlanta team. And they beat him. So, I mean, I felt like that was maybe this week was a little slightly more solid pick. But
maybe he's got Biff's almanac, and he just knows what's going to happen before it happens. I mean, who's to say,
Yeah, but he's got his DeLorean, and he's good to go.
Yeah. Again, like I said last week, I'm going to keep providing this update while it's relevant to me. But total points scored, total point standings overall.
You just couldn't wait to get to that.
No, I know. I was going to wait till later, but I had to get this off my chest. I promised Clara I'd say this. She said, "Dad, we're like the Dolphins. We just keep scoring a ton of points every week." And I was like, Bushwhackers are going to love that. You kind of ragged on him earlier, but I know his ego is going to, jump back up over that one. And two, like Dolphins are doing really well. So I'm proud of her for her football knowledge, and I'm proud of us for scoring points. So it's a win-win.
I will say Bushwhackers, being the Dolphins fan that he is, his fantasy, his not real football team is kind of playing like Denver, though.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, maybe this year he'd rather have the real team doing it and just kind of, punt on the fantasy year. Who's to say? I mean, it's still early.
Let's not eat your cake and have it too.
That's right. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Coming in number 2, we got the 69ers at 171. So Sharks are in the lead at 186. The Niners at 171, and the Taints are at 169. It's a group up at the top. We got the replacements. Took a little bit of a step back this week at 140, and right after them pops Mr. Monfredi, as you called him, at 140. So replacements 141, Tsunami at 140. And then we've got some guys going down there. Bushwhackers, Kings, Club, all in the 120s. We got a couple of 117s with you and the Coyotes. But as we said last week, if you're stacking wins, do you really care? Probably not.
You don't. You got to win. And then it comes down to matchups. That's all it is. Week in and week out, it's matchups.
Then we got the Bandits at 101 and our Empire, who is looking more like a colony at 92.
It takes a village. Whatever the hell that means.
I don't know. It works. I can't with the Nemo in the Matrix. I don't know if that was an amazing pun or if you don't know, it's Neo. But either way, I thought.
Oh, is it Nemo? Well, when you have 3 to 5 children, yeah, sometimes you mix fish. you mix fish with Keanu Reeves.
Can we get a Mrs. Malie update? How's she doing? What's going on? Just quickly for the fans.
Oh yeah, the due date's October 4th, so that's the no crap date. They're coming out, but yeah, it's getting rough at this point. You got 2 of them. It's getting rough at this point. So it's but hey, we're hanging on. Hopefully we get to the 4th.
I wonder if we're
nice.
Gonna have I didn't even think about this till right now, but I wonder if we're gonna have any recording interruptions.
We may have some scheduling issues, which again, if you can make it work, you make it work. If not, maybe a different day. We could go day late, day early, whatever we got to do, right?
Hey, we could be flexible, man. It's no big
That's
deal.
That's what I'm saying. We're drinking. Oh, speaking of drinking, here we got the. I didn't show it off here. The Horse Soldier. I met one of the owners here. Awesome, veteran owned, very cool. Highly recommended. And that's what we got in the 19th green here. And just had to throw the sponsors in there that
I
don't
think
give
that's
us any money to do any of this.
not yet. They don't, but let's wait till our people talk to their people. I'm back for the Woodford Reserve. It's literally the only dark liquor that I have in my cupboard. I made a mistake of trying to buy a dark tequila, tested it out over the weekend, and the GI system just didn't really appreciate that very much. So I'm back to the Woodford right now.
Okay. With that sales pitch, Woodford is going to be lining up to make this happen.
I think so. Yeah. When all else is going wrong in your alcohol world, come back home.
I tried something else because I didn't like, because you're the only thing I had, and then I crapped my pants and I came back to you. That's your sales pitch.
That's literally what happened. And you know what? The truth shall set me free.
I love it. I love it.
I want to jump into our recaps. You cool with that?
Yeah, let's hit it.
Okay. Now, I want to do it a little bit differently because with the way that we set the schedule up, we've got one division that's always going to be towards the front and one division that's always going to be towards the back. So let's just reverse it today. I want to start with the Nuts going up against the Coyotes. So technically this game is still in progress, but for all intents and purposes, it hath ended, as they say. You're currently sitting at 47 points, and your foe, Mr. Angelo, is sitting at 24. You've got Devonta Smith going with 1 point currently, and AJ Brown for you with 5. I just got to know, how you feeling? How's the team looking? Give me the rundown for the Nuts.
Not too bad. I didn't check the. I always check the league average. Puts it down there at the bottom. 51. I'm at 47. So kind of in line there. Had to start Jordan Love because Anthony Richardson had the concussion. So I was drinking dark tequila with you there for almost 3.5 quarters with Jordan Love because that was ugly up until the last 10 minutes of that game, and he finally decided, hey man, I put all these pads on, I got dressed up, I might as well throw a football around now a little bit. Appreciate that. And then, once we go to AJ Brown, 7 for 102, finally has a game for me. No touchdowns though. Big guy like that, you expect the touchdowns from him. That's why I liked him so much, and he has produced 0 of those so far. But either way, I don't need it. I'm getting the win. I was really, I guess I have to talk about it. I was trying to avoid Taylor Swift in this whole video, but it's not going to be because I have Travis Kelce. And I was just watching somebody talk about how, Sunday's my day. She needs to go away. Not on Sunday. You want your music, you want your clothing line, you want all this other crap, you can have it. Why do we have to talk about this? Do you have an opinion on that while we're here?
I do have an opinion on it, yeah. And I've heard a bunch of different conflicting rumors, right? So I know you're a father of boys, and you've got more, you're quintupling down on that, right? Me, on the other hand, I'm a father of girls, and that's just all that I can produce. So I live in a little bit different of a world than you live in. It's all the rage in my house right now.
Okay.
I've got Clara in 3rd grade. Her teacher, who's 23, is talking about it in class. Mad speculation going on about, is Travis Kelce dating Taylor Swift? And while I want to be with you and say that I don't want to hear this, care about this, I don't know if it's one of those things that's just been in my ear all weekend. But I find myself wondering, is this for real? Is this really going to happen? And if it does happen, what could that do for our league? Is he going to be the next Rock? I've heard that. I've also heard that, she's got a movie coming out, and this is just a stunt to get more people to watch her movie. So I think all things are possible. But we're definitely more interested in you are. So that's my opinion.
I will say that Taylor Swift is notorious for writing songs about her ex-boyfriends. That Kelce song it's gonna be legit.
That'll be a banger. Yeah,
I think it will.
She'll have some material from that for sure.
I think so. And I'm gonna try. I like the Kelces. They got their podcasts. They're doing awesome. I like both them. They're from Ohio.
Much like us, right?
Absolutely.
Podcasting.
Absolutely.
grew up together.
Same thing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're pretty much the same thing. I mean, bank account's a little smaller, but whatever, details.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got the win against Coyotes. Coyotes have a decent team, but not going to happen this week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Angelo.
I'm looking at Angelo's team, and of course, I got nothing but respect for Angelo. So, I'm not going to say anything bad about Mr. Angelo for sure. But, there's hope for sure. If the Jets can get their thumb out of their ass and actually do something at the quarterback position, Garrett Wilson can be unlocked. Devontae Smith is going to have better games than the 1-point game that he's currently having. Tyler Lockett is due for an explosion at some point. I mean, Brock Purdy, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns, 12 points. That's not nothing. He got a goose egg from the tight end position. So, I'm looking at his bench, and he's got Michael Gallup with 92 yards. A.J. Dillon had 11 carries for the Packers. I mean, nobody's wowing me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to just sit here and make stuff up. But, a collective team effort can definitely be put together. And he's 1-1, going to 1-2. But I think more wins are ahead for Angelo.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm going through right now. 11 and 8 is 19. Kelsey had 9, 19, 20. So there's 29 points scored by starting tight ends and in our league. So, yeah, Travis Kelsey had 9 of the 29. Just throwing that out there.
Damn. Yeah. I'll get to my tight end situation here in a minute. But I'm telling you what, I'm looking at your team. You're looking dangerous, man. I think you're warming up here. We got Anthony Richardson if he could keep himself healthy, and Jordan Love as a backup. Not a bad situation at all. Kyron Williams is quiet, weirdly quiet so far at halftime today with the 1 point. But, Jordan Addison, it seems like he's popping off for a touchdown every other week. Kelsey is just getting warmed up. A.J. Brown, 127 yards, touchdowns coming for him, like you said. And then you got double tanks on your bench. You're just yoked up with Tank Bigsby and Tank/Nathaniel Dell. So watch out, Lee. The nuts are coming. Yeah.
We got Sherman and Abrams on the bench. And that's where I'll keep them, unless I gotta bring some pain. I'll roll the tanks out. So
okay.
I feel good about it.
You using any of your bullets for Coach of the Week or oh shit, life comes at you quick, Coach, in this game?
No, not yet.
Okay. Moving on. The 69ers, they done messed up again, right? It's sitting right there in front of them. 69 points. Obviously, they can achieve it, but they just keep going over. So he's at 73. Final score of this one. 69ers move to 3-0. The Empire take a back seat at 0-3. I've got some inside information about the Empire, but before we get to that, can you tell me just kind of what you saw with them for this week and what the path looks like forward, if there is a path?
For the Empire, it's still rough. They got 39 though, which is better than last week, and everybody scored some points. The problem is that your highest scoring player was your kicker at 12, which good week, 12 points, but nobody else scored double digits. So that's Kenny Pickett on the bench had 10, and then it's just sparse. It's sparse. So it's gonna be a rough year. It's gonna be a rough year for the Empire.
Yeah,
and it's 69ers they're crushing it. 3-0 now. Looking good again. I mean, team's good. I mean, Geno Smith, Russell Wilson, quarterbacks. That's weird. 3-0 out of those quarterbacks, but everybody else picking up slack. Robinson, big week last week. Devonta has 20. Devontae Adams has 20 this week. DK is a beast. Hawkinson is one of the top probably 5 tight ends. He'll have some good games. And then your kicker puts up 17, which is ridiculous. So that's, when you got everything working, you win fantasy. So
yeah, he's like, got options available, right? When you've got more than one guy that can go off for 15 plus points in a week, you're dangerous. And like you said, he put it together this week, got the 73 points. He does not take my coach of the week nod. I know, we don't have our third guest this week, so we don't have as many bullets flying around right here, right now. I'm going to save mine, but I don't want to just reiterate what you said. But he put it together and he's got it going. I'm looking at the bench, and we got a couple of touchdowns on the bench, right? We got Christian Kirk, four catches, 54 yards and a touchdown. And then Marquise Brown for Arizona, who just put the wood to the Dallas Cowboys. 9 points, 61 yards and a touchdown. Other than that, kind of like what I'm hearing out of your mic right now, I got some crickets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's pretty much all you. Yeah, that's all you have there.
Okay. You firing a bullet?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I fired my bullet at the Empire last time. Out of respect for them, I'm going to save it. But I am going to give some information. So I reached out to my co-commish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Dan, hey, man, this just seems like it's not your year right now. Like, what's going on? Do you need help? Do we need to come together, maybe have an intervention? Do we need to talk about something? Can I help you on the waiver wire? What's going on? He's like, hey, man, what he did, Drew, he went and he's like, hold on one second. And I was like, okay, where's he going? This is weird. He runs into his house. Okay. And he grabs just really, big key ring, and he brings it outside, and it's all jingling and jangling. And he's running down the steps, and he's showing me the keys as he's running out towards me. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? He goes into his garage. Didn't realize it was this big, but he pulls out a school bus from his garage, backs it up, puts it right out in front of me. He takes his co-coach, lays her down right behind the back tires, and just starts backing up. Just ran her over with the bus, man. And he's like, you know what? I didn't draft that team. That was Kara. I was like, bro, I got to tell the people that. I don't know how Kara's going to feel about that, but he just completely threw under the bus and then ran over a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like I said last week, I think brighter days are ahead. Sometimes you know how it is, man. You've had a bad draft before and get off to that slow start. I cannot wait to eat my words when we get some waiver wire picks from the Empire and we start seeing some wins. Because like you said, 39 points, that's not 12, Yep. And let's keep in mind, this is coming from the guy that scored fewer points than any other team in a week in the history of the league, 15. So
that was an amazing performance.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anytime.
Okay. Let's keep it moving. We're going to go over to the Land Sharks. Like my daughter says, similar to the Miami Dolphins, currently putting up 72 points against this foe who came on week 0 and said that he was going to win the division. Now, that might happen. Still might happen. We got a lot of weeks left to go. But I can tell you that he's leaving the division at a 1-2 record. Currently, 72 points for the Sharks, 49 for the Tsunami. We do have folks still in play. Godwin for him just got a 2-point conversion for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are trying to come back but don't have enough time to come back. And then I've got some weird things happening here, Drew. I got my kicker for Philly, who's in the red zone with 11 points currently, and I got Puka Nacua, who has 1 point. I'm sitting at 72 right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you got Elliott in the red zone. What's the same? 3rd and 6 right now.
Yep.
So if they can get stopped here, which I think they may have.
They did.
Short.
4th and 2.
Do you kick that, though? 25-11, minute left.
I think I would kick it.
I know you would because you need 77. But the Eagles are not going to kick it, are they?
No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like we're huddling.
They're huddling.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
we
can
here.
That hurts the run. So now you're what? You need 77. You're 5 off the pace. Ooh, touchdown hurts you.
Touchdown hurts me. Maybe like a touchdown and then a fumble and then on the next play or something like that. You know what I mean? It's possible.
Yeah. So that puts you in a bad spot. You need the field goal or a touchdown, which they didn't. They got a first down.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna be in victory formation. So that's over.
Puka, we need another 100 yards out of you. No big deal.
Yeah. Just a sweet little 120-yard game. No big deal.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Back on the rails. What'd you see out of this one? Give me your rundown.
Yeah. No. This kind of our matchup of the week, and it didn't disappoint. Raheem Mostert. Is that guy like 85 years old now?
I think so.
And
He kept blowing ACLs in San Francisco. I think they finally got the right one. Like they found the right cadaver, and this one just works. Obviously,
yeah, just like a leg implant, and now he's running with it. Yeah, it's just sick. I mean, we've already referenced the Miami game, and unless somebody's living under a rock, they know that they put up 70, and it was gross. I think. Did you watch Sean Payton's post game? Like
I did, and
we caught a little bit of that
for the viewers. We do have some post game presser content coming for you at the end of this podcast today. But yeah, go ahead.
Like, what do you even say after that game?
I think like he has to be fired up, right? If he just comes in and he's like, "Well, we didn't have it today," like he's gonna lose.
Yeah, no shit, you didn't have it today. You probably had 22 fans in the stands that would have had more than what you had. I mean, that's gross. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Raheem Mostert just beasted 4 touchdowns, 31 points, which I don't know what the record in the CFFL is for points in a week. That's got to be towing that line.
You know what's crazy?
That's insanity.
Is that his running mate, HN, scored more fantasy points than he did.
Yeah, because he didn't play the second half. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I mean, yeah, you had Jackson blow up for 20. That was a good game. Finally, a good game out of Lamar. Pollard had a good game. Didn't get in the end zone. Thought he would. CD, not a bad game. And then you got Puka Nacua going now. That's just fun to say.
It is.
Puka Nacua. Yeah, anyway. And one thing I did want to talk to you about is you have Sam Laporta, the best named tight end in NFL, on your bench for Darren Waller. And I understand you drafted Darren Waller at a higher spot, and you expect him to be a real tight end in the National Football League. But he's on the Giants. I don't know if you know this. He plays for the Giants. And so I mean, I probably play you next week. So I don't know how that'll work out.
We can glance at the schedule super quick. I'm here to say, right? And I was hemming and hawing, right? I am much higher entering the season on the New York Giants than I should have been. And you know what? That's on me. Okay?
I play you next week.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'll be good for content.
That will be interesting.
Damn. You know what? This one's on me. I can guarantee you one thing, though. I'm not going to make that mistake next week when I play your ass.
I wouldn't. I mean, watch Waller get like 2 touchdowns.
He will. Yeah, he'll finally.
Laporta, breaks every bone in his body. Something silly.
Yeah.
But it won't. I don't get that lucky. See, and here I am just giving you free advice on the show. I should be charging for this.
You've always been a great cop.
That's how I roll. I want your best. I want you to bring your best. I don't want excuses. I had, Laporta on my bench. I don't want to hear that.
Bye weeks. Nobody cares.
Bye weeks.
You know what? Nobody gives a damn. Do better.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
And then your old man there, not a bad week, 49.
No. I was just looking at his team. Like, good week, good score, 49 points. He told me a long time ago, you score 50 points in this league, you got a shot to win.
Well, he didn't score 50. That was the problem, obviously.
Came close.
Yeah. Hand grenades and horseshoes. So, what do you have? CJ on the bench, 11. Mahomes outperformed that. CJ had a good week. 11 points.
He's going to be the guy. I asked, is he the great white hope for Ohio State quarterbacks? I think that was 2 weeks ago I asked you that. And I'm going to answer my question now. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's going to be good.
He looks it. It's still early, but yeah, he definitely looks it. And that's all passing yards. That's pocket passing yards. That's not trick plays and, behind the back and all this other crap. That's quarterback play.
Yeah.
That's real quarterback play. He's not rushing a ton. It's not cheat coding. It's none of that. So he looks good right now.
Yeah. I'm looking at Pop's squad here too, and Zeke is heating up. 16 carries, 80 yards. He was on the bench. I would imagine that he finds his way into the lineup here when we have bye weeks coming up. I know in talking to the man who's over at the house here on Sunday, he's not thrilled with Travis Etienne and his production.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been for like 3 years getting zeros at the tight end position. I don't think he's gotten like 1 point in 3 years from the tight end position.
Like I said, I think there were 3 or 4 zeros in starting lineups and only 29 points scored by tight ends. So unless you're smart enough like I am to have Travis Kelce,
Good
I
point.
don't think you have any. There's nobody else out there. Like Mandrew's he's not crushing it.
So you don't think Darren Waller qualifies for like that role?
I mean, you tell me. Does Darren Waller qualify with 1 point, 3 point, 1 point?
Yeah, that's just not.
How do you feel there?
I don't feel great. I mean, it's not a zero, but it's not much more than that either. So, not phenomenal. But I tell you what, it's terrifying going against Tyreek Hill. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He caught a 54-yard touchdown on what seemed like the first play of the game.
I think it was the kickoff and then Tyreek Hill touchdown.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. This is going to be a long day. And I hadn't scored many points at that point. So that was terrifying. So, yeah, I mean, hey, Pops can pop off for, a 60 burger next week, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think
he's
got a 1-2 record heading out of division play, but brighter days ahead. We can agree on that, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You firing a bullet?
No.
Okay.
Keeping them chambered right now.
Yep. Moving on. We have the Golden Taints, who have officially moved to 3-0, and what we said at the beginning of the season is the toughest division in football, well, especially in CFFL football. Specifically. And then gone up against the unlucky Bushwhackers, who leave the division at 0-3. We've given him some shit today. But in this regard, it's not warranted. He put up 51 points, lost to a better team. The Taints scored 68, and I'm telling you what, I had one guy that scored 31 points, and what are you going to do when that happens? But I'm looking at the Taints. He's got Tua with 18, a 9 spot from Isaiah Pacheco. Keenan Allen with 16, Justin Jefferson with 13. Amon-Ra had 102 yards, no touchdowns, but 5 points. I mean, this guy's got weapons all over the place. I remember I lost to him by 1 point in week 1, and I'm like, damn, that's a good team. It's still true today. Like, he's solid.
It is. And we can reference week 1 podcast there where we talked about Tua and said that he would play 3 weeks, take a bunch of weeks off, and then play about 3 weeks more. This is week 3. So, and he's still upright so far. So we'll see what happens. But
I sent you a message because allegedly I continue to bet your money on FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever we do. Is there a way, like, you short the stock market, right? So you think you pick a company and you say, like, hey, this company, the metrics don't look good. The financials are terrible. The market is not responding to their product. How can I short their product? I asked you, I was like, hey, is there a way that we can short the Miami Dolphins? Because the weather's phenomenal. Tua's healthy. Nobody's got to pull a hamstring. Like, everybody thinks they're the greatest thing in the world right now, and they are. I'll agree with you. But we've seen these teams that start out in September, lighten it up, aren't typically the ones that win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Dolphins, surprisingly, went undefeated 1 year. That didn't matter because they didn't win the Super Bowl. It's what you do in week 3, putting up 70. That's cool because then, the record books see it and they like it. But at the end of the year, that doesn't mean you won a Super Bowl. So, obviously they're the best offense in the NFL right now. You can't really argue that, but I'm not convinced that they will be at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think we agree on that point. But one thing at least I agree on with myself, is that the Golden Taints are the team of the week. Coming out of this competitive division, going 3-0, like, it's just, hey, great work, man.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Rough week for Bushwhackers. Was not 79-0. He put up some points.
He did,
but he still got bushwhacked there at the end. So hated for him.
I think, and I haven't heard from Kurt, but obviously the invitation is open. If he wants to come on, I think just you two on a podcast together would be golden. But it'd be great to get him on after a win because I think some wins are coming for the Bushwhackers. Cousins puts up points. He's going to score touchdowns. Like the Minnesota Vikings, they went, I think it was like 11-1 in one-score games last year. Currently, so far this year, they're 0-3 in those one-score games, which means that they're going to be chasing a lot of games. They're going to be throwing the ball like crazy. Kirk's going to put up a lot of points. The one thing, this is the decision that really perplexed me, is that he started Kirk Cousins over Jalen Hurts.
And it turned out to be, a meaningless good decision.
I know. But when he made that decision, I looked at it today before the games had started. I'm like, what in the hell is he doing? But like you said, it worked out.
Yeah. And Joe Mixon just got a touchdown. My phone's yelling at me. So whoever has Joe Bro.
I don't think we've seen him yet.
I haven't seen his name yet, no.
Yeah.
No.
So
he was on a bench. We didn't miss him on a bench, did we? Somebody have him benched?
No, I think he's in the game that we haven't gotten to yet.
Okay.
No, he's on a bench. He's on this bench, the Taints bench. The Taints are so good, he doesn't need to play Joe Mixon.
I got this in the bag. Isaiah Pacheco, Keenan Allen Jefferson. Yeah, well, yeah.
He's like, bro, you know what?
Yeah.
Take a week off. Yeah. Keenan Allen, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Isaiah Pacheco.
Well, apparently Joe Bro Mixon didn't get the memo because he just punched one into the end zone. And that's his first of the year. So I'm pretty sure he did not get the memo to take this week off.
Neither did Joey Burrow, who just threw a fist pump and took the lead at 13-9 for the Cincinnati Bengals. So, yeah, you got anything else on the Bushwhackers, or can we move forward?
Let's move on.
All right. Next up, you know what? We had a guy who almost came in for us in the clutch today in the club. I gave him a heads up on short notice when we lost our guest, and he was doing everything he could to try and make it happen to join us today. But not to fear, he'll be back sometime soon. But I was looking after I asked him, I was like, wanted to check out his team to see what kind of a mood he'd be in. And I looked at his score, and I'm like, man, this would be a happy dude. That would be fun. Players Club go to 2-1, 58 total points over the Kings, who are going 1-2 in the division, 41 points. Drew, what did you see in this one?
Well, let me just go ahead and pull that hammer back and let a round go here because Players Club gets the coach of the week here.
No, this would have been great.
When you score, let's start here. When you put in 3 wide receivers and their name is 2023 Adam Thielen, Jacoby Myers, and Darnell Mooney, one of them scores you 0 points, and you win the week handily. 16-point victory, or 17-point victory. You're the coach of the week. When Adam Thielen and Jacoby Myers and a non-producing Darnell Mooney propel you to victory, you win. That's it. That's all you got.
Produce. He wasn't even on the box score.
Nothing.
No catches.
No targets. Nothing. Zeros. 0 on 0. 0. And you know what's here? No. He had 1 target.
Did he have a target?
Yeah, but last week he had nothing. It was such an inspiring performance last week at Tampa Bay that the Players Club said, "Let's do this again."
Mm-hmm.
Because he started him last week. He started him last week. He got 0.
Here we go.
With no targets. And then this week, he did get a target, and he obviously biffed that one. And, so that's Coach of the Week material right there.
Yeah, so Coach of the Week this week from Drew. And then watch out, league. We got Austin Eckler, who will come back for at least 1 game at some point on the bench. We've got Christian Watson, who has yet to make his first appearance for the Green Bay Packers. Competent offense, still on the bench. And then he's lurking. He's looming. Jonathan Taylor, not yet played, but I'll tell you what, these Colts, they won against Baltimore. They might not be tanking for this season. This team could look a lot different in a couple of weeks, Drew.
Yeah, it definitely can. If you have to start Adam Thielen again, I don't think you'd feel very good about that.
I know, but he did.
We're not even into bye weeks, and Adam Thielen and Jacoby Myers.
He pulled
That's
a
crazy.
That's crazy. A callback from earlier. He's like, "Hey, what's your opinion on me starting Adam Thielen?" He said, "I don't give a damn what your opinion is."
Yeah,
and he did.
No, that's for sure. He did too. And Kirby King's now 1 and 2. Josh Allen, that's a high round pick. Ugh. That's not. I mean, he played okay. He had a rushing touchdown. So I mean, Josh Allen's playing fine. Javonte Williams with Denver. I just anything with that team right now, I just feel like is kind of dirty. I don't even know if I want to look at that.
Sell. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And Rachaad White's just ended. He fumbled. That was about the only stat worth noting on this one. 14 for 38, 3 catches, 24, and a fumble. So that's gross, which is pretty consistent for him this year. Dameon Pierce finally got that touchdown, got in there, and it looks pretty good. George Pickens, 4 for 75. Freiermuth got the touchdown. So, I mean,
made it competitive.
Saquon on the bench with the injury, yeah.
Saquon coming back.
Yeah, he's down but not out. 1 and 2. That's he put up 41. That's not awful.
Yeah, not awful, like you said. Got players. I don't know that he has I can score 20 points in a week player besides Josh Allen. I would imagine, though, I tell you what, Bob is a dog on that waiver wire. He's going to find somebody and get him in there. So,
yeah, I think so, too.
I don't think we've heard the last of him.
Yeah. But when you start, 3 of the most disgusting players and get a win, handily. I mean, just not even sweating that. Get the win. Yeah, that's how you get my coach of the week. I'll tell you right there.
Yeah, respect for that. He's coming off of a new Hall of Fame induction. He won the Super Bowl last year, as you know. Sadly, I'm sorry. He just whipped it out, put it on the table, and said, "This is what I got. I'm gonna get this W.
There you go.
I'm gonna start Adam Thielen. Do something."
Yeah.
Nothing was done.
No.
Last game of the week.
Yep.
And I got a bullet in the chamber. I'm gonna have to use it.
I got one in the chamber too.
I got the replacements.
I think we're eyeing up the same target here.
I think we might be.
Yeah.
Going up against the Big Daddy's Bandits. And man, how the tables have turned.
Yeah.
We got Bandits coming away with the W, 46 total points. Replacements getting the L, 40 points total. Replacements going to 2-1 in the division. Not terrible. Not 3-0. And the Big Daddy's Bandits going to 1-2. Drew, let's start with the Bandits. Let's talk about the good. Give me some good.
Well, a lot of Browns fans in the league. Some aren't. Some are. Deshaun Watson finally. He played about, I'd say, maybe like $105 to $115 million worth of quarterback play this week.
All right.
Not quite at that disgustingly hefty $230 million that he's getting.
Yeah, but it's better than the debt that he was in last week, though.
He's about halfway there. He's about halfway there with this performance. I'd say that's 120 worth. He had 289, 2 touchdowns, 27 to 33, 4 carries, 16. Solid performance, 11 points in the league. And that gives you a little bit of hope. Now, Tennessee didn't look good at all. So, but now you got Baltimore, bye week, San Francisco, that's going to hurt. But then you got Indy, Seattle, Arizona, Baltimore, Pittsburgh again, Denver, the Browns putting up 70 there. I mean, so the schedule does loosen up there in the middle of the season for them. So it doesn't look awful. Jerome Ford coming in for Nick Chubb with that ugly injury of Nick Chubb's, and he crushed it. 10 carries, 18 yards. 2 touchdowns. 2 receptions, 33, and a touchdown there, too.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
1.8 a carry, 13 points in the league. Solid day. Was not beautiful, but you know what? You got to get the job done. And he did. So, And Jamar Chase is still playing too. I didn't see that one. So he still has a game in action right now. Jamar Chase, 9 catches, 89.
Mm-hmm.
Jamar Chase, is he back?
I think
He's back.
Possible.
So, yeah, it's getting there. So, yeah, solid performance. Nothing crazy here. He still has Taysom Hill on the bench. I'm disappointed. I'm just baiting him to play Taysom Hill, which actually Taysom Hill got him the exact same amount as the tight end he started for Tennessee. That whatever. His last name starts with an O. That's how many points he scores. So we're good.
He did have 3 catches. You can't take that away from him. But I tell you what, this is a testament, man. When you draft great players high in the draft, you're going to get success when those players play well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the one player that you didn't talk about, Justin Tucker, 2nd round pick.
6 points, baby.
6 points, man. And how many points did you win by?
Well, right now 6 if Jamar Chase does not do anything else.
So Justin Tucker won him this game.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Justin Tucker, I don't know if you watched that game. He missed from, I think it was 61. It came up short.
I did see that. Yeah.
So,
he's getting older.
He's getting older.
It was online.
It wasn't online. It was dead ass down the middle. It hit the bar. What do you call the I don't know, crossbar.
Crossbar.
No, it didn't hit the crossbar. It hit the middle post that goes to the field that shows you where dead ass center is. He hit it.
Yeah.
The problem is when you hit that, it usually means it didn't go through the uprights. So
can't get straighter than that though.
No, you can't kick it straighter, but and that was at home. That's in Baltimore, so you'd think maybe he's losing a step. That's probably why he took him in the 2nd round, not the 1st. He knows he's losing a step.
Great point. And bad news, Jamar Chase just got like a 45-yard pass, so now they're ahead by 8.
Justin Tucker is no longer relevant to the story, and it's still a stupid ass 2nd round pick.
We can cut that out.
Can we just tape over that, right?
Yeah.
Just take the VHS out real quick, and we'll just tape over that.
Hold on, I'll
rewind. Yeah. There we go.
I want to move forward to the replacements, and I feel bad. I told Logan, who I tell you what, he's riding the high of life right now. He's got a lot of good things happening, right? He was coming into the week 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting the next chapter in his life. Proposed to his former girlfriend, now fiance. I can say it because it's on Facebook.
It's official.
If I can't say it, come at me, and I'm sorry, but either way, it's all positive, man. This is exciting times. Like, I've never seen the dude happier. That was last week. He's going to be a little bit sadder this week. What happened?
Well, the honeymoon phase is over. Not with his fiance, but in the Cortland Football League, the honeymoon phase is over. It was all smiles and kisses and roses, and then you leave Devin Akane on the bench. That's and what over under. I think we should do that. I think we should put it up on the message board. Over under how many points? Or here's the deal. We got to set up a number. Akane next week. Let's go with 4.5.
I was going to say 3.5, but
3.5. Over under. Put it up on the message board. Over under 3.5 points.
All right, I can do that.
Let's just see what happens.
I
know what I'm taking.
Who's the opponent next week?
That's a good question. Who do the replacements have?
Buffalo. I'm under.
They have. Oh, Buffalo. Well, Breece Hall torched them.
True.
But
Buffalo, a paper tiger.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Where's the schedule here? I'm trying to figure out who reaps the rewards here. The Golden Taints.
GT.
So you have replacements playing the Taints next week.
Oh, damn. That's a tough draw. My coach of the week.
The Taints are just so excited right now because they know There's no way he can keep this guy out of his lineup. And he's probably going to score 1 point, maybe. Maybe.
All right.
You know, so that's going to be fun.
But
and
you have
Sam Howell, Sam Howell minus 1 point.
that's
4
not,
interceptions.
yeah.
4.
I mean, I've only been doing this like 15 years, but I don't think that's a good score.
Oh, that's bad.
4 interceptions. How does he keep his job? Does he keep his job after that?
And who are they going to put in? I mean, what are they going to do? Trade for Zach Wilson? I mean, what do you do there? That's crazy. I mean, it's on his bench, so we're just talking NFL here. But
did you hear Matt Ryan today? Somebody asked him if he had any interest at all in coming back to quarterback the New York Jets.
hell no.
He said no interest whatsoever.
Let me think about that. No. Yeah. No, I didn't hear that, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I think it's their offensive line. Is that what he's? That's probably what he's thinking about.
The team's great, but the team is going to quit on this coaching staff if they don't get somebody in there that knows what the hell's going on. That's the problem. But I don't know. They're not tanking because they have Rodgers on contract for another year. He's coming back. He's talking about trying to get back this year. They need to do something, or they're going to lose this team quickly.
Yeah. He tore his Achilles.
But
not on this planet will he come back this year.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But talking about some, like, I don't know, some path, it's like a bridge for the Achilles to grow back faster. I don't know. I read an article about it. I'm not an expert. I did sleep in a Holiday Inn Express last night. But
you're married to a doctor. So
that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
You should know these things, Mike.
Good point. Yeah. But I do want to say Christian McCaffrey, right? This dude's a beast. All right.
Oh, yeah.
He's not done. Jahmyr Gibbs, not done. Justin Fields, I hope he's not done.
He's done.
But he might be close to done.
He's done.
Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley, Andrews. There are more points in the tank. I think
that puts if you look at the quarterback, though, Justin Fields, Sam Howell.
Oh. Yeah, but come on. Fields they'll be running at some point, right? Until he's benched. They'll be doing something, right? Right?
He has Christian McCaffrey, though, and Gibbs and Ridley. You know, he'll have some good games off some bad. That whole Jacksonville offense is kind of I feel like they just kind of stalled. You know what I mean? They let the clutch out a little too quick. They didn't put enough gas in. And, they're just kind of stalled right now. We'll see how it goes. Olave's a beast. So, and he has Mandrews, which Mark Andrews is definitely going to have some games out there.
Yeah.
They're going to be ridiculous. And he has Evans on the bench.
I know. I saw that too. Evans is on his revenge, his FU tour, right?
Yeah.
Another touchdown today. He had just in the first half one of the best catches I've seen in quite some time. This dude's playing possessed this year. But we're not here to talk about next week. We're here to talk about this week, Jiro.
That's right. And replacements get the oh shit, life came at you and you left 38 points on your bench.
Yeah. Pow, because you got another one coming from me. But you know what? Hey, nothing but respect for you. Got a lot of good things happening in life. You can absorb this. You'll come back from this. No big deal. But
that's right.
You lost to the 0-2 Bandits who drafted Justin Tucker in the second round. I kept telling you guys he's a Hall of Famer for a reason.
Right? The 1-2 Bandits.
Yeah. And he got that
2 Bandits.
He got that W. He's like Jameis Winston. Just trying to eat W's. Remember that?
That's right. Stealing W's.
Yeah. That's our recap for the week. Drew, let's look ahead. Week number 4. Is it hard to believe we're in week number 4 already?
It is. Week 4. All the anticipation running up to the season, and we're in week 4 already. That's crazy. On the schedule, we got replacements, Taints. We went over that. Yep. Niners and Bandits. Interesting. Whackers and Empire.
Ooh, the battle for 0-3. The battle for 0-4. Somebody is leaving.
I guess you don't have to win that game. You could tie. That'll be fun. The club, good.
And I know I did this last week, and it's my bad, not you. But I want to start giving records when we do these. So the replacements going 2-1, Taint's 3-0. That's a heck of a matchup, right?
Yeah.
And then the Niners 3-0 against the Bandits.
1-2, right?
1-2. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the
Whackers Empire both 0-3.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, pick it up. I'm sorry.
I said, somebody. I mean, yeah, you want to say somebody has to win that game, but technically they don't. They could tie and they could go 0-3-1. Oh, that's hard to think about. Players Club at Tsunami. Ooh, that'll be a game. That will be fun. Two heavyweights going at it.
I'll say it here now. We're going to get live post-game reaction from that game next week. We've got Jason from the Players Club coming back on to join us next week.
Okay.
So.
And Tsunami's going to be across the pond, right?
He is. He's going to Europe.
So we can talk all the shit about him, and
he might not.
We can't hear it. We can't. You're on the wrong continent. Go eat some tea and drink some hot beer or something. Whatever.
Does that work like zip codes? Like when you're in a different zip code, you know?
Yeah.
Different rules apply?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Coyotes at the Kings, Kirby Kings. And what are the Kirby Kings? What's their record again?
Yeah, 1-2. Coyotes got the L this week, Coyotes.
Yeah,
so about 1-2.
1-2. Okay. Yep. And then yeah.
I know. Man. Yeah.
Land Sharks and Bucknuts.
Yeah. The battle of 2-1.
Battle of 2-1.
Now, I don't know if our game's the game of the week. For our sake, I'm going to say that it is because let's be honest, that's what we care about.
There's a lot. I mean, really, this is a crazy week. Like every game is kind of matched up.
And they matter, right? The replacements they want to get back in the winning column. I tell you what, Bushwhackers Empire, we're getting close to another L, and we're in a really bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have eyes on pretty much all these things.
The club and the Tsunami. I feel like the club kind of dodged a bullet this week and got the W, and the Tsunami kind of fell kind of flat. Has the talent, but fell kind of flat. So that's going to be interesting.
I think so.
And then you keep telling me you got all these points or something. And
scored a lot of points in the past, but that don't mean shit right now. Tell you what, not in week 4, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you catch Ryan Day's post-game presser after Saturday?
Yeah. Do we have time? Do we have time to talk about that?
I think so.
Do we have a minute? Okay. Yeah.
You got to go?
No, I got nowhere to be. I don't know if we have 3 hours for me to throw down a rant on that one or not.
Well, if the people don't want to listen, they can just hang up and go away.
Just click the X, right?
Save it for later. For those who didn't hear it, I'm going to play it for you right now.
Coach, you knew this one wasn't going to be easy, but it came down to the wire. What can you say about the performance of your quarterback, Kyle McCord, to finish that drive?
That's it. Physicality across the board, finish it off, having guts. I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. What he said about our team, I cannot believe. This is a tough team right here. You're proud to be from Ohio. There's always been Ohio against the world. And it continues to be Ohio against the world. And I'll tell you what, if you love those kids, you get a tough team.
What did they prove to you tonight in this victory that you?
So if you didn't catch that, could you hear that okay, first of all? Let me ask you that.
Yeah, that was coming through pretty good, I think.
Okay. If you didn't catch that, our head ball coach got that dub on the road against Notre Dame, and I got to be careful. My wife is becoming more and more of a Notre Dame fan. It was a rough weekend at the house, but we came out ahead, and definitely excited about that. But our ball coach took shots at 80-year-old this weekend. Bulletin board material from an 80-year-old, Lou Holtz, an Ohio-born son. What did you think about that?
He is 86 years old.
Okay.
I didn't actually know his age. I've just been saying 150. It feels like he's been around forever, right? Like when I was born and I started watching football, he was old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. Now,
and he's still here. God bless him. And
I could be wrong about this. And my dad is going to smack me in the face if I am wrong about this, but we had lockers when I went to play football at Kent State. We had like 3 or 4 lockers from really famous dudes that had played football at Kent State or coached at Kent State. And I think that Lou Holtz had a locker there. Now it's late at night. I was up early for jiu-jitsu this morning.
You've been drinking.
I have been drinking. But I'm pretty sure that Lou Holtz had some affiliation with Kent State. So like he's one of us,
One of us.
Why is he shooting the rounds over this way? We got to be like Nemo in the Matrix here.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be like a fish in the Matrix. You do. So here, I'll tell you why he's shooting rounds at Ohio State. Because he's forgot more about football than Ryan Day will ever know.
Facts.
And he was 100% right.
Facts.
He was 100% right. And Ryan Day, and it's funny because you go back a couple years and you look at these coaches never ranted about another coach. Is that a new thing? Like, I've never seen that. Has anybody, can you remember Mike Ditka going out and saying some old other coach that said something bad about us hurt my feelings, and now I'm going to yell at them into a microphone?
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100% because I told Monica, and my dad laughed at me when I said this, but after we lost to Michigan last year, I said, this dude does not have what it takes to be the coach at Ohio State. Mm-hmm. And, we get labeled like, oh my goodness, he's lost 6 games in his coaching career at Ohio State. How could you be upset about that? But I think he's so upset about this because he knows that it's true, right? And when you're lashing out at an 86-year-old because he's actually telling you the truth, I think that's why he's pushing back on that.
And not just, it's not like Joe Snuffy 86-year-old dude.
Yeah.
This is Lou freaking Holtz.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this guy is a living legend of the game. Mm-hmm. And if he says you're being a pussy, you probably are.
Yeah.
And B, you take it with a smile, you move on, you tell yourself a lie, he's senile, whatever, and then you move on.
Or you use it in the locker room, but you don't bring it out.
Exactly.
Exactly. Everybody else. You could use that in the locker room, but that's where it stays, right?
And shouldn't he have used that in the locker room? I mean, really, you hear Nick Saban say this, a lot, is that you learn more from a loss than you do a win. And the hardest thing to do, especially at the college level, is to keep those kids motivated when they're winning. Mm-hmm. Because then it just becomes habit, and it's just, I don't have to practice as hard. I don't have to do as much. I don't have to study as hard. We just win. We go out and we win. We're Alabama. We're Ohio State. We're whatever. And don't you think at this point in the season, with Ohio State not playing a very good football game, but kind of just luckily winning that game, don't you think he should probably on camera say Lou Holtz was 100% right? We do lack toughness, and if we're going to beat Georgia, if we're going to beat that team up north, we're going to have to pull our nuts up a little bit and kind of man up. Or else we're going to get beat. Wouldn't that be a better message to your team?
I think if you go and you say you know what, it was touch and go. My hat's off to Notre Dame. They played a hell of a game. They got a really tough team, and they played really well. But I think at the end of this game, we were able to galvanize together and actually show, the toughness that we need to have going forward. This is a pivotal moment for our team. And, going forward, this is the moment that we're going to look back on to say that's where it started from. I think if he'd have done something like that, then we'd have been solid.
Yeah, but anybody that was had better vision than Ray Charles that watched that game saw that Notre Dame had toughness and Ohio State did not.
I thought Notre Dame was going to win that game, the entire game. I thought
Notre Dame they literally had, that's all they had. They didn't have more talent. They had toughness. I don't even know how they had worse coaching.
Mhm.
because they had the game won.
I-
And they threw the ball on 2nd down and 12
Yeah.
when all they had to do was run it because Ohio State obviously needed every second left in that game. And really, it comes down to one coaching play. If you run the football here, you win the game. They threw it incomplete. Ohio State didn't have to burn the timeout. It was just really Notre Dame lost in coaching.
You want to know? Come on.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I thought I was worried the whole time. We got lucky. I love their coach too. So, it's
I like him. I don't think he's a good football coach.
yeah, I think he's going to be a great recruiter. I think he can
Yeah.
be a very good football coach. I end up watching their games pretty much every week because Monica and the one of my daughters that she's grabbed with her is they're interested in those games.
Grabbed the gun, put it to her head, and said, "You will be a Notre Dame fan."
Yes.
That's
And
right.
out of
I love
survival.
her anyway.
I haven't fought over that. But it got us thinking, Drew, right? This outburst by our old ball coach. Some of the best post-game pressers that we've heard from coaches in the past. And Bob, who was going to join us tonight, is going to come back with us another evening. Had something come up. Sent me this one. This was his favorite of all time. See if you recognize this.
What do you want to know? Come on. Or I'm going to go in now. So if you don't. What? Doesn't matter which one runs. There'll be a quarterback that'll be named next week. That'll be the starter. There's 3 quarterbacks in this football team. Whichever one starts. Whichever one's don't, we'll back them up. Period. Cut and dry. It's nobody's concern but ours. Nobody's. Next. Injuries. Talk to the trainer. Next. All right.
Mike, why are you in such a bad mood?
What do you care?
You care.
Okay. If you were doing something, you'd be in a bad mood too. What next? Like before, like a training camp type practice as opposed to a regular season. Yes. Next.
That's Ditka. That's
I
great.
mean,
Wait, what year was that? Was that 90? Is that 90, 99?
Oh, man.
We'll after that, maybe. He was with the Saints, right?
Yeah, he was with the Saints.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what year that was, but I tell you what, I hadn't seen that before Bob sent it over to me. And I was like, damn, man, I wish I was more alert to the NFL when Mike Ditka was coaching because he looks
what a
like
character.
Yeah. I'm gonna play mine. This was my submission. All right.
Okay.
Fiction. And this article embarrasses me to be involved with athletics tremendously. And that article had to have been written by a person that doesn't have a child and has never had a child that's had their heart broken and come home upset and had to deal with a child when he is upset and kick a person when he's down. Here's all that kid did. He goes to class. He's respectful to the media. He's respectful to the public. And he's a good kid. And he's not a professional athlete. And he doesn't deserve to be kicked when he's down. If you have a child someday, you'll understand how it feels. But you obviously don't have a child. I do. If your child goes down the street and somebody makes fun of him because he dropped a pass in a pickup game or says he's fat and he comes home crying to his mom, you'd understand. But you get that.
I love it.
You will. And when your child comes home, you'll understand. If you want to go after an athlete, one of my athletes, you go after one that doesn't do the right things. You don't downgrade him because he does everything right and may not play as well on Saturday. And you let us make that decision. That's why I don't read the newspaper. Because it's garbage. And the editor that let it come out is garbage. Attacking an amateur athlete for doing everything right.
Get to the punchline, Mike.
And then you want to write articles about guys that don't do things right and downgrade them, the ones that do make plays. Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about.
I love that, man. And he's just dog cussing this one dude, right?
Yeah.
He knows exactly who wrote that article. He's pointing at him the whole time.
Yeah.
Right in the eyes.
I like it. That's great.
I wonder if that dude has kids now. Or maybe he's maybe he's scared the procreation out of him.
He might have. He might have went to the doctor next day and got the little snip.
Yeah. This is yours. This one's shorter.
I like it. Send it.
Bears are what we thought they were. What we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes the third game in preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we got them off the hook.
Yeah, you can't beat old Dennis Allen there.
I mean,
great.
that's just great shit, isn't it?
It's yeah. They are who we thought they were. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm yelling at my TV on Sunday when I'm looking at my CFFL scores. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I should have this guy whacked by like 50 points. They are who we thought they were. You know, you're yelling and yeah.
Oh man. I saw Ryan Day. I sent you the assignment, but we all sent different clips back, which I thought was exciting. So
I love I love Ditka. Anything Ditka is great. Those are always classic. Herm Edwards had a good one in there. I think
yes.
I always liked Herm Edwards. He was always and I was going to go off tempo with that, and I was going to do the Belichick.
Oh, on to Cincinnati or what?
We're on to Cincinnati.
That was a great one.
Yeah. You benched Tom Brady in the third quarter. We're on to Cincinnati.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah. You can't – I don't think you can beat Belichick because he never blows up, but he kind of he interjects his fuck yous very methodically.
He does. He's your neighborhood-friendly curmudgeon.
He is. You know what I mean?
Doesn't give a shit what you think. Just like
he doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't care. You can't beat it.
Oh shit. It's been fun. I was wondering how it was going to go with just you and me.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
it went great.
I ran out of whiskey a little while ago, so
I didn't run out. I have
I'm
a little work to do.
Next week I'll bring the bottle with me.
Oh boy.
Doesn't look like 77 is going to happen for me, but you know what? There's always next week, right?
Nope. What's the quick update here? What do we got?
I think pretty much most things are locked down. There's no close games here. So I don't think anything's changed materially from what we recapped.
Cincinnati's up 7.
Yeah, Cincinnati
16-9, 10:04 left in the fourth. But the Rams are 3rd and 18 on their own 12.
Looks like Cincinnati got a sack. I did
4th and 26. Yep.
So I picked Cincinnati to win this game in the pick'ems. My daughter picked them, I should say, and it's going to be 11.
Hey, you know what I did?
Huh?
I think I picked. the Rams. Players Club picked the Rams. I picked the Rams, and the rest of you losers picked Cincinnati.
Well, sorry about your luck. Hopefully that continues until next week. Or maybe it won't. You know what?
Hey, you know what? It's 6 points. Plenty of time.
Yeah. One of us are going to be pissed off next week. That's saying that the Twins are still in the belly. If not, we're going to have to adapt and overcome. We'll just see what happens.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Got anything before we sign off today?
No. I'm gonna kick your ass next week.
Okay.
But that's all I got.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Dennis Allen on you.
I am who you thought I was.
That's right.
And you let me off the hook.
I'm not letting you off the hook.
All right.
Not letting you off the hook.
All right, man. For those of you who made it this far, we appreciate you very much. Thanks for watching the CFFL show. We'll come back to you next week, hopefully on Monday. Maybe not on Monday. We're going to see what happens in the personal life of Mr. William Malee over there, and then we'll be back with you at some point. Good luck to all the coaches in week number 4.
We're out.